question is, hypothetically speaking, let's say you're 27 in the current dating market. You have no social media accounts and no dating profiles on any apps or site. How would you go about starting to date in this current market? What apps would you use? What would you avoid? Would you even bother? Just go to public events. Thank you for your time. 27, I think if you don't have social media or anything like this, you're actually kind of in a good place because you can actually build it from scratch the way you should, in a good, like, you can present your best self from scratch, you know? You don't have like a history of like bad social media practices and bad social media photos that you have to like go through and like fix and stuff. So I think you should have an Instagram, because I liken the Instagram to being like a dating business card these days. Even if you do meet women at public events and out throughout the day, right? Which I would actually recommend, because I think these days it's going to make you stand out a lot more. It's going to make you more confident and more social as well. And it's harder, which is why I think you should do it. It's like more challenging and takes more balls and puts you out of your comfort zone more, which will make you more attractive. So like, even though it's harder to start with, you're not going to get like an easy win to start with. In the long run, you're going to benefit way more from it. So I would actually recommend that as the way you meet them. But I would meet them and then maybe instead of getting their number, get their Instagram, right? Because that serves two purposes. One, you should make a really killer, kick-ass Instagram. Like, all that takes, by the way, is for you to spend a weekend, hire a photographer. You can get them. You can find a local photographer off Airbnb experiences, and they will know all the really cool places in your city to get photos, to get good quality photos, and how to get good quality photos, right? So first of all, do that, and then get your friends around and schedule a weekend of you guys just doing some cool shit together. Like, go doing whatever you're into. Like, you know, maybe you like jet skiing, maybe you like, I don't know, four-wheel driving, maybe you like playing golf, maybe you like clubbing, maybe whatever. Insert your things here, like whatever you're cool, and make sure you do have cool things that you do, because you're selling yourself and you're selling a lifestyle, right? And then, so organize this cool weekend with your buddies, doing a bunch of different shit, have a bunch of different outfits, like different clothes, so it doesn't look like it's all these photos taken the same day. That's pretty important. And then get this photographer to follow you guys around for a weekend and take photos of all the cool spots and take photos doing all the cool shit that you guys are doing. And I guarantee, and here's the key to getting a good photo. Don't pose. Don't look at the camera. You can look at the camera occasionally, but your best photos, if you don't know how to pose for a photo, your best photos will be taken like candid. So that's why I said do some cool shit with you and your friends. And if you've got female friends, even fucking better. Make sure you invite all of them and make sure they're there as part of this weekend. Because candid photos are better. You're going to be laughing, you're going to be expressive, you're going to be having fun, you're going to be relaxed, and you're going to take a better photo of a candid photo. So, like, have the photographer, like, ignore the photographer. Have him in the bushes somewhere. Have him just circling around, kind of like think of a wedding photographer. The way a wedding photographer would photo a wedding, like not the actual, like, you know, the bride and groom photos, but the reception. Think of that. Like, no one's actually paying attention to the photographer. The photographer, if a good photographer, the photographer's just like snapping candid shots as everyone's like laughing, joking, talking, like you're holding court, you're making conversation. These are going to make amazing photos. And then you doing cool shit together with your mates. You're going to end up with a weekend of that. You're going to end up, you only need like 9 good photos is all you really need. But you're going to end up with probably way more than that. If you don't end up with more than that, cool, do it again in a month's time and refresh it again, right? And do a whole bunch of different cool shit. It's also an excuse to get out and go do cool shit, by the way. Now you have a building blocks for a really good Instagram account. And start recording, and you should also do like selfie style videos of the cool shit you're doing and put them into like highlights on your Instagram. Or if you've traveled a bunch and you're traveling different countries, put those as highlights on your Instagram profile. Because you're selling yourself, you're selling your personality, you're selling what your life is like. Because a woman is going to look at that and be like, what is my life going to be like dating this guy? That's kind of what the thought process is. And so and like I said before, most guys are bad at posing, so don't pose for photos, get candid photos, sell the dream, sell your lifestyle, sell your friendship circle too. That's really important. If you've got a good group of friends, sell that, as in it's like you're a social guy with friends. That's very, very attractive. You have a network that's attractive, right? So that was the first thing I'd do, is I'd build out a good Instagram profile, and then I'd focus, like you can like try to cold DM girls through Instagram and stuff. It's challenging unless you have a big social media following. It's kind of hard. But going out to public events and then meeting girls and doing these things socially, then you can get their Instagram account and they'll follow you back and they'll see you're actually a normal, fun guy. Basically, that's the base. The worst case scenario is, oh, he's just a normal, fun guy, not he's a boring creep who has no friends. That's not what you don't want. So that's the whole point of this. So I think that's a very solid strategy for pretty much anyone. And if you don't have a dating app profile, you can, like I said, you can do this on a weekend, bro. It ain't gonna be that hard, and you just build on it over time. You get the gist of it. And but I would advocate getting out there to social events, building up a social circle, and networking with not just guys but with women as well, so you can build a social circle of women around you, so that when you do bring women into it, they see that you've got female friends, which makes you infinitely more attractive as well. But yeah, try what we used to call day game, like going out in public and going to public events. Know what events are on in your city, in your area, and what things you're into, and you're going to find women who you actually can kind of resonate with that way. I think it's harder, but it's a bit more discerning than just a shoot and fish in a barrel approach to things like Tinder. Tinder's dying. Bumble's dead, basically. Hinge is kind of all that's left for dating apps. So once you've done this Instagram kind of build that I just described, you can take your best photos from that and build a Hinge profile and see how you go on Hinge. But if you've never really done it, you're 27, never really done it before, I think it's dying, personally. I think it's starting to die. And I think the better you get at real world interactions, you're going to stand out a lot more and you're going to have a lot more success, personally.